All right, tournament style puzzle solutions. Jesus, looks like this guy's getting crushed. So we're going to do this, figure it out before we make a move, just like in tournaments. We're going to simulate tournament play. That's how you get to be tournament strong. It's just that simple. So bishop takes f7 check. The idea here is that king takes bishop, queen to h7 check, and that's just checkmate, isn't it? I mean, yeah. So bishop takes check. What can he do? Oh, he could play king to h8, which I could play. I don't know. It looks like he's threatening. He might be threatening to do something. But with a queen d5 would be a nasty threat. But let's see here. Bishop takes f7 check. King h8. Bishop to g7 check. King takes bishop. It's forced. Queen to g6 check. King goes back to h8. Queen goes to h5 check. King to... You got king to g7 if he wants to go there, or king to g8. But king to g8 would be bad because I'm just going to play... What am I going to play? Good question. Bishop f7, king f7, queen h7 check. Oh. Yeah, he can't go on. Sorry. Bishop f7, king h8. That's what he has. And I have bishop g7, king g7, queen g6 check. King to... Well, king f8 gets mated on g8, so king to h8. Queen goes to h6 check. Oh, here you go. Oh, that's just mate. The bishop's on f7. He's just checkmated. I was having a visual block. You're toast. Thank you. It was screaming at me to hit him with bishop f7 and then hit him with the bishop to g7 check. So here's another one screaming. We have two things that jump out at my mind. Knight a2 check and queen f1 check. So queen f1, he'd have, like, say... that's a good question. Queen f1 check. If he played king to d2, I think he's getting murdered by queen to d3 check. And he is summarily getting destroyed because king e1, knight c2 check. I'm winning a piece at the very minimum. That check followed by king f2. Is that right? Queen f1, king d2, queen d3 check. King e1, knight c2 check. King f2. Actually, I guess I'm not. I don't like the way this is going. Let's try knight a2. Knight a2 check. He can go... Well, I think his toughest move is king to b2. King c2 does nothing because I just go queen takes c3 check. He's not going to get, anywhere to threatening my knight. King d2, after I check him again, queen takes c3 is unstoppable. I guess I have knight to d3 check, but that doesn't do much. to me. Knight A2 check. King B2 looks like the most challenging move he has, which I could play. Queen C3 check. King takes knight on A2. Queen checks on C2. King 2. I don't have any checks there, so... Oh, I guess I have queen takes C3 check. I don't know. That just now occurred to me. This is why we got to look at checks, captures, piece connections, or piece contact, and then situation. So, for some reason, I didn't see queen to C3 should have been the most obvious move on the board. But when I was looking at all the checks, which was queen F1, knight A2, knight D3 check, I didn't think of queen to C3 check until I looked again. I was like, oh, queen takes C3 check. Threatening to mate him on C2. That's a game changer right there. So, buddy, if he goes king to D1, queen to C2 check, king to E1, knight to D3 check, king to F1, queen checkmates him on E1. Check. So queen takes C3 check, looks like the winner. Queen C3 check, king to B1, check, and mating. Okay, so now we just do this, and this, and check. I mean, isn't this just mate? Because knight guards these two black squares, and that's, there you go. 2,300, I didn't think it was that hard. But, you know, it was easy as soon as I realized I could play queen takes C3. Oh well. Okay. So, this is interesting. So what do we have? Nothing jumps out. Bishop to E4 check jumps out, but that doesn't do anything. So that can go jump right back in as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Captures, we got queen takes knight, queen takes rook. That's all. Queen takes D4, which actually is not a bad move. Queen takes B4. So queen takes D4 right off the bat looks like it has promise, because it threatens queen takes G4 check. He has no check threats against us. That's one of the situational observations that I'm making. You know, rook G1 or rook F2 checks are the only checks we have, and neither of those is worth a darn. Queen takes D4 threatens queen to G1 check, which is nasty, as well as queen takes G4 check. So right now, queen takes D4 is heavily weighted in my mind as the correct move. So he has no threats. What can he do? He's going to try and stop us from taking on G4. So he can play what? H3, queen G1 check, and he's just getting destroyed. He gets mated by H3. He can go king to H3. That's a potential move that might be of some value. King to H3. We could hit him with what? That's a good question. H5. We could play H5 on him. I'm sure he wouldn't like that move. But and then if he took it, G takes H, we could play bishop F5. Queen to D4 to me is the only move, but we should really look at others at whatever his reply is going to be. I mean, like I said, my big threats are queen here, and queen to G1 and queen to G4. To stop me on G4, his queen can't do anything. Oh, no, he can't go queen E3 because I just take it because my queen's here. He's got no piece that can defend this but the king on either G3 or H3. I don't think G3 is the right move because I'd hit him with rook to G1 check so fast he'll make your head spin. So that loses. So to my mind, queen takes D4. He's got one move, king to H3. And you know how much I love when the guy has only one move. So I'm convinced this is a killer move. What does that do? Oh, it breaks up. This breaks up the connection between the bishop and the rook. But dude, I'm just going to play queen to f2 check. Well, I might not. I'm thinking I will play that because that guards the rook. Because right now he's not threatening my bishop, he's threatening my rook. And I can't play bishop takes knight because he'll eat the queen. So, and if I go queen takes pawn, he goes king eats free rook, which is bogus. So, right now, queen to f2 looks like the top move. King to h3 is his only move, which is, you know, potentially nice. I just have to have some. Oh, I can hit him. Well, I cannot hit him. I thought I was going to hit him with queen h4, but he's on h3 take me. So that's no good. But what can I do? That is a good question. That is a kind of a nasty move, to tell you the truth. Well, I don't know. Oh, we can play rook to f2 check. I don't know if that's necessarily great. As the saying goes, it's a move. It would be strong. Rook f2 check is a good move because it gets followed by rook takes knight. So, queen takes, you know, queen takes rook, bishop takes queen, and I've just given him a rook for a queen. You know, and I'd be facing him queen versus knight and rook, and those two don't look like they're very coordinated. I would think that they're relatively easy to beat. But let's look at it and see. Rook f2 check. King is forced to g3 or h3. It doesn't matter. Rook takes knight. Queen takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. It doesn't matter in the context of if he's on g3, queen takes e5 is a nasty move. I'm sorry, no, his rook's there. I can't take e5. His rook's on e2. I could play, well, I could play, what do you call it? Oh. Yeah, if he's on f3. Okay, if he's on f3. Dude, I'm just going to play rook takes b4 and just clean his clock. He just has nothing. After rook takes b4, these pawns queen. There's just nothing he can do. He can't generate a real threat. I mean, he's going to go take that. I'm going to check him. Oh, man, you're in bad shape, bro. Yeah, I'm going to check this guy and drive him to some horrible square. Check. Check there. It's okay. He's in bad shape. So that's another. That's 3 in a row. I'm heating up. Check. This is so devastating. If queen takes f7, check. Rook takes forced. Rook checks. He goes here. I mean, that's just my gut reaction. My gut reaction is queen takes f7 check, which that may not be the best move. Love to play rook takes bishop. It doesn't do much either. It does not do much. Queen. Oh. Queen to d8 check is very strong. Rook to e8 loses the queen. Queen takes h4. Because I would be pinning his rook to his queen. So really he has to play king to h7. what does that get me? I could play bishop checks, or I could just play bishop takes f7. Queen check is maybe good. Queen check, king h7. I could play bishop takes f7. I don't really have anything concrete. Oh, look. Oh, no, I can't play that move. Well, yeah, I could. Check, king h7. Could just play bishop to f1. Except, I could just play bishop to f1 right from the get-go. Yes, bishop to f1 threatens to just eat that bishop. Rook to e1. I would just play rook takes, right? Bishop f1, rook to e1. If bishop takes, he could check me. Queen can't take that. I gotta take with the king. Bishop f1, rook to e1. No, I say rook takes bishop. He checks me, and I can just literally go. Oh, rook takes, rook check, bishop f1, rook e1, rook takes bishop, rook takes rook check, queen takes rook, and then